Hello everyone, hope you are doing well and are safe, and welcome to this video tutorial. I'm gonna explain here how to install Ladybug tools for Grasshopper. And if you haven't heard of Ladybug, tools is a set of software that it lets you create complex environmental analysis, mainly daylight, sunlight, and radiation are some of the most common, but you could do a few more complex ones. In this case, we're gonna just focus in the installation. So in all the tutorials that you find next, you can use the tools without any issues. So first, going into Ladybug tools, just type into your browser Ladybug tools, and it's normally the first option that you find, Ladybug tools. Go to the home page and you're going to be received with this web page. Then you click in tools and you can select one of these. For the installation, you only need to click Ladybug, but just to let you know that in this web page you can find all the information related to each one of these tools. And when you click in Ladybug, for example, you start to get a little more details. It tells you really well what you can do with these tools, and it even have some examples of what you can do. So really recommend you to go into this web page and give it a look, try to check some of those examples and see what you can start analyzing with this tool. And they can go into really complex analysis, and it's really useful. As you can see, a lot of information in there. You can do the same when you click here and go to Honeybee, which is more focused into radiation analysis using more specific tools like Radiance and OpenStudio, which are standards when it comes to environmental analysis in the industry. And those are the tools that we're going to make sure that you have installed in this video. So again, when you are in that web page, it will tell you what you can do. If you keep going down, it will show you examples of the analysis that you can start doing with this tool. Now, for the installation, you only need to go into any of those tools and go down into Getting Started. And in this case, we're going to install for Grasshopper. And when you click in that one, it's going to take you to a new web page that is Food for Rhino. In this page, which is where you can find all the plugins for Rhino and Grasshopper, and you can start going down, and you're gonna see here in this list have the button download. It might be that the case that you have sign in first. So just click the sign in option, create an account if you haven't done it yet, and after you sign in, you're gonna get these download options. So give a look to the version that you have for Rhino. So if you have Rhino 6 or 7, in this case as Grasshopper 6 and 7, it's going to be the same as Rhino 6 and 7. And download that last version 1.2. So when you click download, it's going to start downloading that file. It's going to be really quick. You open up that, and then in Windows, you extract the file, you go inside that one, and here's where it starts to get a little bit tricky. The usual way, if you work with Rhino and Grasshopper or have seen any videos online, the default or the straightforward way to install plugins is to simply drag and drop the file. Make sure as well first to click Properties and check Unblock, make sure that that option is not in there. So after this unblock, it simply disappears, so make sure that nothing appears in there. And if it does, just click unblock. After that, just click OK. And first step is going to be as easy as drag and drop. And you double click this too. So first option, double click, it's going to install. And second option, it take a little longer and it installs as well. And that's going to give you some of the tools that Ladybug Honeybee and Dragonfly, which is in here, and some of the basic tools that you can use, but it is necessary to install some extra tools to make sure that you have the full set of options to work with those Ladybug tools. And to find those, you have to go back into the same folder and just click in this installation instructions, and go to the web page that you're finding there. Control C, gonna switch to Ladybug, and Control B, and click tab enter. Now, depending on your operating system, just go into that one. This case is Windows. It gives you the first instructions that we just followed. After you drop the Grasshopper file, click one and double click to make it true, double click to make it true. But now, and yeah, also give you some extra information in case that give you any issues. So if you have any issues installing these tools, just come to this page again and try to follow these instructions. But the important part comes to these optional steps. So I'm going to explain everything really quickly, what it says in all this, so you have it in a video that I thought it might be quicker and more clear to understand what to do. So just click this, check the compatibility matrix. It opens this web page, and now you go into each one of these links to download the appropriate software. So Honeybee is going to be using Radiance and Open Studio, and Butterfly, I double check the names, Butterfly and Dragonfly is going to be using Urban Up to do extra analysis. Main ones that you might be using often if you use Ladybug for environmental analysis is Radiance and Open Studio. And make sure we go into this one. Try not to click the one on top, that is for developers, and it might have a few bugs, so better to use this second line option that is for Ladybug 1.2, the one that we selected, and Rhino 7.4, that is Rhino 7 in general. After you click each one of these, is going to take you to a new web page. You can read all of this. It's just information about the software and how it works. But the important part is to go down to the last part of the page and click, depending on your operating system, click the option in Windows .exe, Mac PKE. And after that is downloaded, you open up again the download page, double click that executable file, and this Ladybug recommends to do something extra. Just click next, and when you get to this part, you Ladybug recommends to change the path of installation. And for what I've seen, it helps to avoid Grasshopper crashing when it's doing analysis, so everything runs a little more smooth. And the path is you go into this PC, go to your local disk, then you find your users, find the name that you have for your user, and then try to find the folder Ladybug tools. When you click in that one, click make new folder. I already have this installed, so the folders are already in there. But just create that Radiance, click OK. You won't have any of this, but you click OK, and make sure that you have this same path, changing just the username to the one that you have. After that, just click next. Nothing else to change. I'm gonna just cancel since I already have it installed, and that's gonna be it for Radiance. Now you're going to Open Studio, and just to let you know, Open Studio app is a mobile version for Android, so not really necessary for you unless you want to go into it. So you can click in that and try to read, see how it works, but not as necessary when you use Grasshopper. So you open the same Open Studio, make sure it's not the app, goes exactly the same way. lots of information. Go to the last part, find your operating system, and click Windows X. Just so you know, this one it's not working quite well with Mac. That's why you don't have a specific one. So not specific for Mac users. But in Windows, you have this extra tool, Open Studio. So you click Windows EXE, and for this, just to let you know, I'm not gonna go through the whole process, but it's exactly the same. When you double click the executable, it's gonna take you into the same window as Radiance, and when you get to the part that is asking you to where to install, just change the path to make it into the same folder, Ladybug Tools, in the user folder. Actually, just gonna make the first part. As soon as you click that Open Studio, it's gonna ask you for that path. So make sure that you click Browse. Go into this PC, local disk, users, your username, and find Ladybug. You can create a new folder with the name Open Studio. Make sure that you select that one and make sure that you have the same path, changing your username. And after that is just next, and just finish the installation. And finally, you have Urban Up. And for that, you don't really need to change anything. You have the similar installation, just change the web page, but again, just click into that link. It's going to download the executable, and just after that, click next. This one you don't need to change the path, just leave it as it is, and click next until it's done. And that's pretty much it for the installation of all the tools that you need for Ladybug. And after that, just make sure that these two are in true. If not, just change the one that is in false, make sure that it goes into true. And when it's done, just close, and open up Rhino again, open up Grasshopper, and you should have Ladybug and all the tools installed. Good. And you would have just double check that you have all the tools, Ladybug, you have also HB Energy, Honeybee, and Dragonfly. Those are the main tools that you're going to be using. For the coming videos, you're going to see that I'm going to show the basics of how to create a sun path and direct sun analysis. And the logic for the Ladybug tools is pretty much the same. It's just understanding how where to plug in things and the initial steps that might get a little bit confusing, and that's where I'm going to explain in the coming videos. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video tutorial series that I'm doing for Grasshopper and have a lot of fun with it. And for now, I'll say I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.